This is real and this is researched. Your odds of dying are much higher at the witching hour.
Why would you say that to me?
Good day, evening, ladies.
Oh, good day, evening.
Good day, evening.
To you.
I don't know why I feel like being public about this. We're doing a Friday night record.
Yeah, we
So
are.
it's feeling like a party to me.
It's going to get crazy in here.
I can drink wine in the evening.
You know, sometimes we get a lot of reviews that are like, I feel like I'm on a sleepover with the girls and I'm in on the game and everything. And I'm like, tonight you are.
Yeah, you are.
I wore my comfy shirt.
Ooh.
I do feel like our Friday night episodes have been some of our most insane, perhaps. I think Trolls was bonkers.
Oh
Sammy,
my
some of
gosh.
yours generally
A few
are
of 'em.
insane. But
Something happens with Sammy episodes at times.
I don't get it.
I just
It's
don't.
you give us room to have fun, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you curate a wonderful episode first and foremost. And then Lindsay and I
Absolutely.
both are people who have a hard time keeping our mouths shut when we have something fun to say. Where maybe you read the room a little bit better.
Sure.
So I think it's just
Yeah.
a recipe for chaos.
And
is
I
great.
love that.
Thank you.
No.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fun,
fine.
some might say.
It's really fun.
Can I bring up
This
something
is a really fun,
fun?
show.
Yeah.
The thing that I would like to bring up is I don't know why that was so formal. Jesse and I started watching Widow's Bay on Apple TV. We're only 2 episodes in, but it is a masterpiece. The acting, the cinematography, the lighting, it is incredible.
It's a mini movie every show,
Yeah.
like every episode. It's amazing. Also, I have been holding out on getting Apple TV for the longest time. And Chase, if you have a Chase credit card, this is not an ad, but I'm just passionate about this. You get free Apple TV. I got an email that was like, hey, you want Apple TV? You have Chase.
Is
Go
it
get
for
it.
a limited amount of time?
For a year.
Whoa.
I know.
Okay.
I know. So, pro
How
tip.
fantastic.
I know.
Yeah.
But dude, Widow's Bay, it was pitched to me as spooky Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Which I think is slightly misleading because it's not a mockumentary. It
No.
does follow local government though.
Yeah.
In this like wannabe Martha's Vineyard island that is shrouded in lore and hauntings.
Oh my God.
And there's something mysterious going on. And every episode, Sammy and I were screaming last night.
We got to the end of episode 2 and I look over at Jesse and I was like, where's the Parks and Rec part of it? This is just spooky, but in a
Some
really
of the
fun way.
Best horror. Like I haven't been this excited about like a horror show since Haunting on Hill House.
Yeah.
Which I think is like one of the
Wow.
best pieces of television
Agreed.
ever.
And if you're into creepy things, everybody, by the way, I say this with hesitancy because I am afraid of serial killers, but my 2 friends, Jesse and Sammy, seem to love them.
Love learning
Love
about
learning.
the psychology behind.
Love learning.
Well, yeah, okay, they're not supportive of serial killers, but if you're Seattle-based and you do like serial killers, you can go to the Mind of a Serial Killer, the experience, and we do have a special code, Ladies Who Lore, for 10% off. And I hope you have such a fun time learning about and not glorifying
Exactly.
serial killers.
Thank you.
And we will be taking Lindsay when we go to Seattle.
Yeah, or
No.
when it comes to LA. Ladies, I learned something, Lori, that I'd like to share with you all.
I would love to learn.
Please.
Science-y Lori. I don't have all the facts because I sort of watched the video and then screamed and then carried on with my day. But
Okay.
there are scientists in Japan who discovered that being in trees, like in the forest, actually like creates new like antibodies or cells in your body. Essentially gives you more white blood cells, and it's called forest bathing. And they
Whoa.
highly recommend. It's good for your mental health, of course, being in nature, but now they can prove it's good for your physical health.
That's amazing. I'm not trying to be annoying here. Like, I think this is all great news, and I think it's the greatest. Like, thank you for bringing it to the pod. I think you just trigger me some because I'm like, yeah, of course, not you.
Okay,
Not
I
you,
was like,
Jesse.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm like, of course, trees are good for your health.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
Surprise, surprise.
It's insane.
Shocked.
Again, it has nothing to do with you. It's just like I'm like, oh,
No, I know.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. What really is happening is people are like waking up to this stuff.
Yeah.
And corroborating it. And so it is all good.
Definitely.
No reason to get stressed, Lindsay.
When you started your sentence, I was like, are you about to say that's hoo-ha? Like, or are you about to be like,
Lindsay?
actually, I hate to be annoying, but that's not true.
Can you imagine me being like, no, I'm sorry, there are no measurable health benefits to being in a forest, Jessie, so I feel like it's irresponsible to say that.
I figured
we are not doctors on Ladies Who Lore.
Well, that is objectively true.
Yes.
No,
until I buy a stethoscope.
That makes you a doctor?
Yeah, I think that's what people go to school
Even then,
for.
Jessie.
What do you mean? It takes 8 years to ship. And
Okay,
then you're a
so
doctor.
good to know. I do have an experience, I guess. I don't know. Jessie and I, we went to Disneyland. And when we were there at night, we rode Matterhorn. And it was like the wind was
horrifying.
Really cool. It was terrifying. It was so dark. And while we were on it, there was like a specific moment that like my body went completely cold and I felt what felt like fingers like brush my cheek. And I, at that moment, stopped screaming because I was like, whoa, that didn't feel like
wind. Did you tell
wind.
Jessie that?
No.
Just now.
I was watching Jessie's face.
No, I did not. I
Oh my
was
God.
like, there was like pressure to the point that it wasn't wind, it wasn't my hair. And like my body got chills and went completely like what felt like drained of blood. Like it was so weird.
I wonder if it was in that spot where that lady
Dolly's
is.
Dip.
Uh-huh. I
I
was going to say, isn't
it
there
was-
a ghost on the Matterhorn?
There is, and I don't know where that spot specifically is. I know it's on the left track, which we were on. And it was really spooky.
You're smiling so big. I would be very afraid.
Because what else
But I
am I
get it.
supposed to do?
Hey,
Well, that's
Sammy,
great.
Yeah.
not for the pod. It can be for the pod. Was your birth normal? I've been doing a lot of research. And I wanted to check on this with you.
That was nowhere I thought that was going.
Let's call
I
your
know.
mom. Let's call your mom.
Hi, Mom.
Like, hey, was my birth normal?
What in
Was
what
it,
regards?
I'm just wondering if anything strange.
A little bit after my birth, I was close to dying. Does that count?
Okay. I mean, that's significant, yes. I'm specifically... I can't do this because this is...
It
no,
relates to her
I
episode?
learned the best fact during my research for my episode. And then I was like, there's no space in this. And this has nothing to do with the episode, but it's my new favorite lore thing. And I can't tell you it yet.
Well, I think we should get to the wine.
We
then.
should get to the wine.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe I'll tell you at the end as a treat.
I want you to call your mom.
I also want to call my mom.
Call your mom.
Sammy, call your mom.
I should call my mom. Okay. Hold on. I should have grabbed this.
I love that you're doing all of this without any context for why I asked.
It's we're also curious.
Well, I mean, she just sees so many spirits and stuff. Like,
Yeah. It's like no cell service.
Literally. Actually, she blocked my number.
it is a Friday night.
No answer. I have this like deep fear that she's gonna call me mid-episode.
I hope she does. We'll ask her then.
That'd be funny. Well, I think let's keep moving until your mom calls back. And
Love
with
it.
that, perhaps we pour some lore, ladies.
Let's
pour
do
some
it. Lore.
And before I go get the wine, we play a game here on this podcast.
What?
Woo! If this is the first time you're hearing this, congratulations and welcome. And if this is not, well, I'll do it quickly. We guess the lore from the poor. Every episode, one of us brings in a lore or a story or an urban legend. And they have no idea what I've brought in today, but I have brought them wine, and the wine holds the clues to the story. And if you want to guess along with us, you can go to the Instagram. And to add a new segment today, brand new, fresh, we've decided we should be highlighting some of your amazing guesses. Because, you know, originally it was sort of like this weekly thing where everyone got together and just was guessing earnestly. And now it's turned into something more akin to poetry. So today I want to highlight A guess from our friend Lauren, also at Seven Continents Shop. She makes amazing candles. That was put on my Whoop Whoop wine bottle, which corresponded to Savannah. Yes, hard to guess. But Lauren made the most of it. She said, whoop whoop, that's the sound of the police. The lore behind the band, The Police. Or Sting? Bee sting? The lore behind talking to the bees?
That's amazing.
And this is exactly
And that's
what
the kind of humor
the
we live
process
for.
could be.
Yeah, you sound like us, Lauren.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll do one more because it's below it and it's the same theme. We have a friend, Megan, who said sunset to twilight to vampires again.
I mean,
That's plausible.
it is.
It is plausible. And honestly, you guys are all so fun that we just like sit and cackle. So
Yeah.
True.
whether you know and are guessing earnestly or whether you're guessing with your
Funny bone
I don't know.
forward.
With your funny bone. We love it. So thanks,
Typing with your elbow.
Thanks, Lauren and Megan.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah. So awesome.
And here is the wine.
Ooh.
That is so pretty.
Okay, I know what we're doing today.
Do you?
You know what we're doing.
Oh,
do.
really?
Yeah, I do.
Well, this
so
wine
confident.
is called Spellbound. It's a Pinot Noir, California. It doesn't say the year on the front. Maybe it will on the back. Yearless wine, maybe.
Ruh-roh.
But it's gorgeous. It has a year on the back, so that's huge.
Yeah!
It's a 2022.
Wow.
She aged.
Age.
Vintage.
And the back says, everyone knows the warm sun nurtures plants, bringing grapevines to full maturity. But it's the moon, ruler of the tides, whose gravitational force helps pull water up from the soil during the cool nights that has influenced farmers. I can't. Farmers since ancient times. Our food-friendly wines are true to their roots, expressing ripe varietal character and spellbinding flavors.
Jesus Christ.
The right side of it is like really hard to read.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, that was funny. And on the front, there is like a moon chart, essentially. It's going
the
through
moon
the phases
phases,
of the moon.
And like beautiful vines
Silver,
around it.
yeah. So,
You said you know what it is?
yes. I think I do. I think it could be a couple of things now
Yes.
that we've read the back. I do think you picked it because of the lunar phases. It could be Poseidon, like we've been doing this sort of mythology kick a little bit. But I think there are better bottles for Poseidon. I think, because we already did a moon episode, Sammy already covered the moon. I think you're doing birth charts. And I think your cheeky little, let's call Sammy's mom. Did something weird happen at birth? I think that was a hint.
Yeah.
And I think we're doing how the moon affects birth charts or like phases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that was my first guess when I saw the bottle is natal chart or like moon affecting either birth or moon spells because spellbound.
Moon water?
Like moon water, like not divination specifically, but like stuff like that where it is involved with the moon.
She did do a manifestation overview. This
She
could be
did.
more specific.
Right. Like, because I think the moon is specific. I think you're right about natal charts though.
We shall see.
Fantastic. Shall we pour the lore?
We shall pour the
Vampires?
lore. Fantastic.
I was actually given this bottle as a gift because someone knew I loved ladies who lore. Well, they know I do ladies
Hold on.
and I love it.
They're like, there's a podcast I really think you would like.
Yeah.
And they gave me this as a gift and they were like, I know this is an episode. And I was like, oh. And
It
they
could be
were
many.
right. So let's pour the lore, shall we?
We shall.
Yeah.
This is a really beautiful color.
It's gorgeous.
It looks nice.
It's like very ruby. You know what it is? It's not ruby, it's garnet.
Yeah. I think that's my birthstone.
It is.
Oh,
you
it's
little cappy.
cute.
Little capybara.
Little cappy.
Oh,
trying to make this about birth charts.
I'm trying to make it about birth charts. You're trying to make it about birth charts.
Cheers to Friday night.
Cheers to Friday night.
And Wednesday morning.
The duality of man.
Of woman.
Of woman. Oh. It's funny. I'm like, actually, I can recognize that this is a Pinot Noir. Like, which feels like we're making progress. It's not super tannic and it's not super acidic. Like, it's not super aggressive on the tongue, but it has this, like, I think oak that is pretty, like, strong. And it's very berry forward, but, like, darker berry, like a blackberry or, like, a currant. It's very easily drinkable, but there's something, like, musty about it. Okay. That I don't know. Not musty in a bad way. Like, this is
like
something
the old
that
library sort of thing.
Kind of. It's more like, I think I said it a few episodes ago, like, I don't know what the word is. So if you're a sommelier and you listen to this podcast, crazy. But also let us know. Like, when I say, like, something has dried fig or, like, taste a little bit more of dried fruit, like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, there could be an answer. This has an inviting bouquet of rich raspberry, cherries, and a red currant. It also is vanilla bean and roasted coffee.
Ooh.
And then it also says it was aged in French and American oak.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, the oak is strong. That all tracks. I feel like the coffee vanilla is maybe what I was looking for. Although I just thought of an even funner way to say it that I don't know if we're ever going to find in the notes. Rose. It's got like a hint of like rose. Like something like a little bit like
floral.
Cloying, but not in a bad way.
Oh, I like it.
Interesting.
Also, Sammy, can I say you read that very well?
You read it great.
You didn't even stumble on a word.
I'm really proud of myself. There was no blurriness.
My friends
in
are
the photos
so
somehow.
talented.
What do you rate it?
Oh, yeah, 7. But I think it's going to open up because I already like it more than I did when I initially tried it. So it seems like it's changing quickly. Or
Amazing.
I am. Today, I wanted to talk about a piece of folklore that's come up in a few of our episodes. But it's so ubiquitous and so ingrained in our society that we sort of just gloss over it as if it didn't come from somewhere, as if it didn't have its own story. But I personally think it reveals some very big truths about ourselves and what the nature of the supernatural really is. Today, we're talking about the witching hour.
Whoa!
Which Sammy did steal the perfect wine for.
Yeah,
so
I'm so
I was
sorry.
like, well, it can't be.
Look, you could have gone for another flavor of it.
It would have been funny if I did, but this one felt really good for that.
No, I'm so
because
excited.
of all the moons and the moon's symbolism and the spellbound.
Spell really. You brought it up,
I
but we were
did.
like, oh, sure. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
This was a fun deep dive. This was a complex deep dive because it is so cross-cultural and it's so, like, again, it is literally so ingrained in our society that people aren't like, why do we think the nighttime is mystical? But I think it's important. So the witching hour in folklore, if you haven't heard of her, it's that time of night, according to Britannica, when the powers of witches and other supernatural beings are believed to be at their strongest. It usually occurs anywhere between midnight or 3 a.m. And super interesting, there are multiple camps that believe different times are creepier. The term also has, and I love this part, a modern colloquial meaning that refers to a time of unpredictable or volatile activity. So,
Whoa.
we use witching hour to also describe the way that infants sort of sleep and the final hours of stock trading during the day. So there's like a children's witching hour and a money witching hour. Very fun.
And which one are you?
Tag yourself.
I am definitely the baby that gets hangry at a certain point, and then it's witching hour.
We're all the baby.
Anyway, midnight, 3 a.m., nighttime, has always been considered sort of like this special time, just like a solstice, just like an equinox. It's where this boundary between living and dead blur, makes people more sensitive to spirits. But why? The chorus of children and finance bros shout.
Do you want to be children or finance bros?
Children.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Why?
Oh, man. I love that those are our two demographics for sure. We know for sure that the witching hour was first referenced in 1762 in Europe, but it was referenced previous to that in sort of non-literal ways. So famously in Hamlet, it always goes back to Shakespeare. Shakespeare wrote, "'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world."
He's so good. Has anyone ever said that?
No one's ever thought of that.
He's really good. He should keep writing.
Really
He really should.
Yeah. Hamlet's also so dramatic, though.
Well,
Like, girl, wandering around the grave.
he would love this podcast.
Oh my god.
Hamlet would love Ladies Who Lure. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Gone too soon.
Wait, spoilers. What?
What?
Oh my god, I'm sorry. So yeah, the idea of the witching hour has been something that's existed for a long time, especially in European folklore. But it's always had two competing ideas: midnight and 3 a.m. And the distinction actually does matter, because one is a bit more pagan and one is a bit more church. So the witching hour, originally referred to as 3 to 4 a.m. in some regions, was thought of as a direct inversion of the holy hour of 3 p.m., which was said to be the time of Christ's death.
Oh.
Oh.
Like on the dot?
I don't know who determined that, but
The sun, probably?
They decided it was 3 p.m., and so 3 a.m. was literally the opposite of when Jesus died, so it had to be sort of the devil making a mockery of it.
Oh, I always thought it was because of the, like, Holy Spirit, Father and Son.
The Trinity.
Yeah. Isn't that why they knock 3 times? Like devils knock 3 times?
Oh, the number 3.
Yeah.
I thought that was because of the 3 days that Jesus was in the...
Oh my god, are there just a lot of 3s?
There's a lot of 3s.
It seems like there's a lot of 3s.
Yeah.
Numerology episode when?
When?
One day.
That's crazy. We needed numerology before we got this one. I think probably all of those things. And if you have the answer, listener, please write in. Obviously, ladieswholurepod@gmail.com. Yeah, it's thought that it was sort of this inverted time. So some people called it the devil's hour. Some people also called it the beast's hour, or the hour of the beast, giving Antichrist. It's a popular TikTok thing to say that the church outright forbade women outdoors between the hours of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m., and that like anyone who didn't follow those rules was viewed as suspicious and led to a lot of witching trials. I'm just going to say outright that it was really hard to corroborate this, and I think it is true that being out late at night put you under a lot of suspicion, but specifically that the church was like, women can't go out during this time would have been tough because people didn't have clocks for a long time. And I think it's important for us to remember how time was actually told back in the Middle Ages, because it was a very newfangled thing, I think, at the end of the 1300s, to have the bell that tolled on the hour and not for prayer. So historically, yes, bells were used to tell time. People use the sun to tell time too, but obviously at night it's harder to do that. Those bells were rung during different prayer times, during times where they were calling the monks to prayer or the people to prayer. So specifically and notably, there was one bell that would toll at midnight in almost every sort of old medieval town, but that was only to call people to prayer.
Wait, Lindsay, didn't they in the olden times have, like, because they had to listen to their internal clock so much, everyone would sort of wake up at 3 a.m. and, like, be awake for an hour or so and then go back to
Not
bed?
yet!
Oh,
Not yet!
Sorry. Scratch that.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
No, you're so smart.
I find it
You're so
fascinating.
No, I find it fascinating too. That's actually a uniquely big part of this episode. But yes, generally speaking, like clockwise, all we could really know is that like midnight mass or midnight prayer is happening at this time. This also led me into such a crazy deep dive into clocks and bells and time.
Whoa.
Can't do it in this episode. Though everyone thought it had much to do with witches and this idea that witches were coming out at night to be in their covens or fly on their broomsticks, or the devil would tempt you. It's also notable that like the bell tolled at midnight for prayer because there was a large tradition of nighttime worship. And this is cross-cultural, but I'll keep doing the Christian medieval Europe thing because that's where the term came from. One preacher even wrote, "One cannot find God except in the wilderness and in the darkness." Midnight masses are super popular in Catholicism. And generally speaking, there's never been a reason for people to shy away from midnight in religion and in worship. I believe it was also thought that like prayers carried more power if said at midnight.
Interesting.
Yeah. Whether they were running around at midnight or not, some modern day witches do believe midnight is actually the most powerful time because anything that's a threshold carries power because it's an in-between place. So just like dusk carries power, midnight also carries power. But I have to note that I think what we think of as midnight is not actually what's most powerful anyway, because midnight is not 12 a.m. in most cases. Midnight used to literally mean
the middle of the
night.
Sure.
Yes. Which is different depending on the season, depending on the time. So sometimes it might be 3 a.m., sometimes it might be 12 a.m. And I do think generally that sort of like 3-hour window is probably about right. So we'll leave medieval Europe to say that there is tons of evidence that other cultures believed that night, especially the middle of the night, was associated with spirits and witches and dreaming. I was honestly shocked by how little was truly written down of the specifics. I have specifics. I had to dig. But I wonder if part of why these things aren't fully written down, but just rather assumed in every culture, is because it's so common a fact. Like, if you're a scholar, are you really going to like sit and explain that like people think night is scary? Because that seems so obvious to everyone. But here's a list of some of the cross-cultural beliefs. Obviously, we have the Gullah community. The last time I mentioned the witching hour was because I quoted Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil from my Savannah episode. In that, there is a witch who says the half hour before midnight is for doing good, and the half hour after midnight is for doing evil, aka the witching hour.
It's kind of an iconic
Another
quote.
point for evil. The Japanese hour of the ox, or Ushi no Koku, is specifically famous in its folklore for a curse that you can perform on other people. And this is called Ushi no Koku Mairi. It involves visiting a shrine at the hour of the ox, aka between like 1 and 2 a.m., Oh, by the way, the Hour of the Ox is related to the Chinese zodiac and the East Asian zodiac, just like the Year of the Ox. That split the day down into hours too, which I didn't realize.
Interesting.
So like each animal also has an hour during the day.
Whoa. I mean, that's sick. What's the rat hour?
Right before that. It's the rat hour is actually when the threshold of midnight or 12 a.m. is crossed. And so the ox is right after that.
Ooh, what does that say?
Just like our
about
births.
us?
Interesting.
We're spooky and cool. We're spooky and cool.
Yeah,
We
we
did
are.
that. Why isn't your mom calling us back?
I wish I was kidding. I have
Mom,
heard-
I was born at the hour of the ox. Actually, I don't know that any of us were born at the hour of the ox. I was born after that.
I don't remember what's right anymore.
Me too. Jake the astrologer, do you remember?
Well, anyway, on this website that was talking about this curse that you could do, and it's pretty involved. You have to like nail stuff to a tree, like a lot's going on. You have to be very sure about cursing this person, and it's not a good thing to do. But they noted about the hour of the ox specifically that this is the period of darkest night, when the border between the world of the living and the world of the dead is at its weakest. During this hour, evil spirits are at their greatest power. We'll note as well that in a lot of Latin American culture, this is when ghosts are said to appear more, and La Llorona specifically, I believe, appears mostly at night. But then there's also good things too, you know. In Nordic and Scandinavian cultures, an unmarried woman could see the face of her future spouse by peering into a well at midnight, which actually was like kind of a callback to mirrors.
Yeah,
I was like,
totally.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, they would be positive about that.
They honestly would.
There are tons of also Irish love charms and rituals against harm that involve tonics taken at midnight or visits to graveyards during that time. And this all came from a book by Lady Jane Wilde, a 19th century poet who is...
Oscar?
Whose mom?
Oscar!
Yeah. Did you know Oscar Wilde's mom was super into folklore and she was a writer of her own rights?
That makes
We
so
do
much
now.
fucking sense. Of course.
It's giving Steinbeck's mom. It's giving, like, in order to be a cool writing man, your mom is probably sick.
Yeah.
It's giving you have a cool mom, your son might be like kind of a douche.
Wait, no. I was thinking your son is probably cool, though.
Hey, douches can be cool.
I love more than anything that this podcast is giving us information about famous authors' moms.
And we should learn, we should know them.
what are
I
the
love
odds?
this. I love this so
What are
much.
the odds of these moms
knew?
that were, like, spiritual and then their sons, like, popped off? It makes sense to me. That's
And
all
now
I
we
know.
have
Nurture.
2 moms that we know for trivia nights if it ever comes
Jane
up.
and Ollivander.
Seriously.
Flash Q, if I can.
Oh, please.
Do you think love spells are ethical?
Is this because of obsession?
What? No. This is because of what she said about the Irish love spells.
I think
I haven't seen it.
if a love spell is compelling someone and trying to control them, I think bad. If you're wishing goodness for someone and it just so happens to mean that, like, they're emotionally available.
Traditional love spells? No, I don't think it's ethical. Because you're actively trying to change someone.
Yeah.
And if it's true love, they should love you for who you are.
Right.
And not from a spell, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
But I do see a world in which, like, you're trying to do that, but I think that there is a huge blurry line there. If your intention to clear something in the way of that is because you want them to love you, then I think that's where that line gets crossed.
That's fair.
Also, that could mean, because spells are very tricky, as we know, that could mean, like, the object of their desire, the person of their desire, dies.
To clarify, I mean, if somebody is, like, too in their own anxiety to, like, be capable of love in the first place, or to notice good things that are around, I can understand, like, wishing them clarity and peace that might lead to love.
I kind of see what you're saying, Lindsay. I've never thought about it like that, but I just feel like any sort of influence on someone else's life or emotions is kind of difficult.
I get that.
Have you seen Obsession,
anyway,
Lindsay?
No, but that I wouldn't say is ethical.
No.
No, I was just curious. I haven't seen it. I want to know.
Okay, sorry. Going back to it. And then there are cultures with a lot of sacred beliefs about dreams, like the Yoruba and the Aboriginal people in Australia. And there are also sacred hours for different cultures, certain, like, hours that are associated with goddesses or, like, being able to communicate with gods and goddesses. And then back to the evil, we've also talked about all the Mesopotamian demons, like Lilith, who appear at night and get really weird really fast. Listen to the Lilith episode. And then there's, you know, more duality of, like, at midnight, you can talk to Bloody Mary or you can be Cinderella.
Those were the only 2 choices?
Only
or-
2.
Yeah, those are the ones I could think off the top of my head. There are so many more. Like, truly, there are so many more. But I want a book of all of them because I just think it's so fun. But I do think it might be too big of a book because what is actually going on? Like, why all this duality? Why do we talk to gods? Why are we scared in the mirror? Why? And I think I know what's going on. I think this has a lot to do with our relationship to darkness and our relationship to silence. I think it was put best by this random person on Reddit. I think the Reddit thread is called "Why Is It Always Midnight?" in like every story. And this guy is like, it's not. Supernatural things happen all throughout the day, but it's so noisy, nobody notices anything. And only when you calm down, for the most part, are you able to like see or connect with any of this stuff. And I just thought that was like a mic drop answer. Some people say, you know, it's because the veil is thinnest, specifically at this time of day. But I think really, what is that if not a metaphor for the fact that once the human body is at rest, the unconscious and the spiritual are something we're suddenly able to engage with? I would argue that maybe the witching hour wasn't just when witches were out. It might have also been a great time for them to be out because they're under cover of the darkness and, you know, the world wants them to burn. But it was also when ordinary people were just lying awake in total darkness in a genuinely altered mental state, having experiences they couldn't explain. Imagine you're this medieval person in Europe living in your tiny little cottage. It's pitch black. Maybe you have a candle and you just hear a bell and nothing. Silence. You're alone with your thoughts. You're alone with yourself. Who knows what might happen? So there's that. But science also backs me up. Science actually does more than back me up. There is a 3 a.m. spike in deaths, heart attacks, and asthma attacks. This is real and this is researched. Your odds of dying are much higher at the witching hour.
Why would you say that to me?
I am going to start panicking now whenever I wake up early and I like have asthma. I'm going to be like, oh no, this is it.
Do you know that I wake up every single night at 3 a.m.?
Chesty, what?
Yeah, every fucking night.
For
Always.
what?
Well,
To pee?
I'm like, yeah, I guess I gotta pee.
And then I don't look at the bathroom mirror.
Oh no. Ever since your fucking episode, Lindsay, I skirt past that.
That one did change me. That changed me too.
You mess me up, my friend.
Yeah.
Sometimes I force myself to look in the bathroom mirror when I'm peeing at
Of course
night.
you do.
I can't let these things scare me. I don't know.
What if you have an asthma attack?
At 3 a.m.
Well, that did scare me.
Wait,
and
why? Did I miss it?
They're not fully sure why, to be fair. Like, but this is a phenomenon that happens. Asthma specifically, I was like, now I'm going to be scared to go to sleep,
Yeah, same.
aren't I? But allegedly, the two things that can be pointed to are there's a cortisol and adrenaline surge. So you actually go from your lowest cortisol of the day to starting to produce more stress hormones around 2 to 3 a.m., which raises heart rate and narrows blood vessels. Also, lung function naturally dips at night. Who knew? And if you have increased vagus nerve activity, that can cause airways to tighten, which triggers nocturnal asthma. So it does have a little bit to do with your stress, once again. But also, the brain is in its deepest sleep cycles at that time. And your perception is genuinely more altered when you awake. So people can see things, hear things, and they're not at their sharpest. Plus, there's the fun phenomenon that sandwiches all this together, which is sleep paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
We've talked about it a little bit in the dreams episode. Did you know 40% of all sleep paralysis experiencers report hallucinating during their episodes? As if they're like in the same place they were, but they're seeing hallucinations.
I would have figured more.
Me too.
I think some people are genuinely just dreaming.
Yeah.
Like I've had sleep paralysis when I'm dreaming, but 40% like are like in their bed and see something.
That's fair.
Which is crazy. And one of the most common visions, obviously, is ghosts, and specifically shadow people lurking in the corners of their bedrooms or approaching them or sitting on their chests. So
I hate these facts.
yeah, the night is scary. Look, the night is scary, but it wasn't always scary. Cue Jesse's fun fact. Do you want to say it again?
Yeah. In like Victorian times, people would listen to their internal clocks and would wake up when they would wake up. So if I was in Victorian times, I would just be up at 3 a.m. for like an hour and do normal activities and then go back to bed.
Thanks,
Kinda
Jessie.
like
That
how
was
you
amazing.
wake up at 3 a.m. every night.
Yeah.
I'm going to one-up you here to say it wasn't just the Victorians. It was almost everyone in human history.
Hell yeah.
So historian Roger Eckrich came up with this theory that humans were not sleeping in one continuous block for most of human history. They slept in two segments. First sleep was around dusk to midnight, and then they experienced a waking period of 1 to 2 hours, and then second sleep until dawn. He found a ton of cool primary resources, including, I believe, the Canterbury Tales, but specifically cooler to me, there was a colonial account from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1555, where this man described how the Tupinamba people would eat dinner after their first sleep.
Whoa.
Sick. And then from 19th century Oman, another account that explained that the local people would retire for first sleep, specifically around 10 p.m.
Wow.
I have a question that I don't know that you can answer. Okay, well, sometimes people are lucky enough to sleep through the entire night. What happens to them?
Yeah, I have more.
Okay, sorry. sorry. Go on.
This keeps going.
Might be.
Well, I mean, I sleep through the night, like,
Okay, brag.
all the time.
Okay, lucky you.
Well, it used to be a brag. I'm not sure it's a brag after this. So, hold your horses. Hold on to your bikinis or whatever. I don't know what people say. I don't know idioms.
One of those was right.
We won't say which.
Okay, so what would they do during their waking period in the middle of the night? Well, some people would specifically pray, spirituality. They'd also talk to their partners or talk about their dreams or interpret their dreams. Mm-hmm. They'd, of course, and popularly make out, one kiss, good night. Yeah. Or they would just lie there in a semi-conscious, hypnagogic state.
So one of those was cuter. Won't say which.
Also, sadly, a lot of peasants would just wake up and work, which made me really sad. They'd do to-dos that they hadn't done during the day.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's colder.
Yeah.
Or cool, like if it's summer.
Yeah.
Look.
I guess. It just makes me sad. I'm like, I just don't think that's the way it's supposed to be.
I
agree.
have done that, to be fair. Like, it's one of those things, like, if you can't sleep, just do shit that you need to do.
I never have that mentality. I'm the person who would lay there
Wow.
and just be like, ugh.
You'd lay there in your hypnagogic state.
Exactly.
And I wanted to specially define hypnagogic for people because we have a friend who has hypnagogic hallucinations. And this is how I learned this word, but I learned while researching for this episode that basically it refers to the transitional state of consciousness between sleep and awakeness. And it's described from hypnos, meaning to sleep, and agogos, meaning leading. It describes basically the dreamlike phenomena that occur for people when they're just woken up, falling asleep. Lots of people get very real hallucinations. But this is all to say, this is all genuine neuroscience. And if you're wondering when all of these cool mystical things that were going on while people were dreaming stopped, when do you think?
The Industrial Revolution?
Ooh.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For two reasons in the Industrial Revolution. The first was artificial lighting. The more we lit up the world, the more people didn't have to go to bed at sundown, the more they stayed up because they could. But what also didn't change at this time, in fact got more busy, was the work hours. So they still had to be up at the same time, but people were staying up later. And because they just sort of needed the sleep or had less time to just be on their own, they stopped doing the middle bit, is what everyone seems to understand. The middle bit sort of went away. And I like the middle bit too, because I feel like we're sort of missing that now. A time where your subconscious is just fully driving sounds so freeing and so lovely to me. And I also think it helps people understand their own natural propensity for insomnia. In that, like, I think some people probably wake up, maybe you, Jessie, with that memory of, like, now it's just time for my wakeful sleep time, whatever you want to call that.
True.
I think it also explains why a lot of people, like, do their revenge bedtime procrastination.
Yeah.
Because while we're not doing it totally right, you know, we're usually, like, you know, you're on the screen or whatever. There is this feeling of, like, this is all my freedom. This is my free time. And I'm just, like, vibing for the first time all day. And I'm guilty of that.
Can I just ask a backup question real quick?
Yeah, of course.
How does one know the difference between dreaming and then hypnagogic
Hallucinations?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're, like, mutually exclusive. I think most people would say that you're dreaming when you see things in real life. But I would say the hallucinations are more rooted in where you are, but you're just seeing crazy stuff. So, like, there's the dark figure looming over me, but I'm in my bedroom.
My eyes were open when that happened.
Well, that's sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that sort of the same thing?
Yeah, it's not mutually exclusive. Dreaming is just sort of like...
I'm so sorry, my mother is calling me.
Oh my god, this is perfect timing.
Hold on. Hi, Mama.
What are you doing, honey?
We're podcasting right now and you're on speaker. Say hi to the podcast.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, we had a question for you. It's a yes or no question, potentially.
Okay.
Was my birth normal?
Yes, you actually, it was crazy because when I was about ready to give birth, you just like, you were in such a hurry to get to this world and you just didn't want to stay anymore. So you just went and just came out so fast. We're like, oh my God, she just wants to be in a hurry to start her life.
So I had no complication, like nothing weird about my birth.
Nothing in your head came out like
Interesting.
this perfect little circle and you look like this beautiful little...
Aww.
Thank you.
With the biggest blue eyes.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much. We're going to continue podcasting. I love you.
Bye, Mary.
Bye. Podcast people. We love your show. Goodbye.
Oh.
That was the best.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe she waited till the end of this episode.
She's
That's just so
funny.
perfect.
Hold on, let me put my headphone back. We have the answer. My birth was normal.
You know that there's a theory about how your birth goes is how you approach life?
Whoa.
Like, Sammy, you were eager to get out of the womb, and you are eager to take on life.
Interesting.
I was the same way, but
That's
my
so
brother was
interesting.
different.
Huh.
I
This
was
is all
also the
very
same way.
interesting. The question that I was going to ask as well, in addition to that.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, if you have a dream where you are, like, in a very specific location that you are convinced it's a real dream that, like, actually happened but isn't real, is that
That's a dream,
similar?
I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I think that's a dream. I think
I'm
I'm just
hypnagogic
curious
hallucinating.
about the...
Yeah, I think it's more like
Hypnagogic is
Hat-Man.
like you cannot tell the difference.
But
You're like,
that's what I mean.
yeah. Sammy, I think the reason that this isn't working out is because dreams are much more than dreams, and we just haven't gotten there yet. Just like we have only just now established trees are good for you, we will get to the idea that maybe cool spiritual things happen in dreams.
No, totally.
I think we'll get there.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, we'll see. But all I was going to say was that, like, the takeaway from this, I think, if there is one, is simply to notice. You know, there is a whole manner of mysticism, a whole set of hours, and a whole way of relating to the world that we kind of may have lost or are almost about to lose. We certainly aren't gaining it back anytime soon with our late night TikTok scrolls. They don't count. So, like most things, I don't think the witching hour is inherently scary or not scary or evil or not evil. It's just different than what we know. So perhaps this witching hour, tonight, let yourself get hypnagogic. Let things get quiet and see what happens when the veil thins.
No, thank you.
Okay.
I think I've mentioned this
Sammy
on the
says no.
podcast. I think I mentioned this before. I have to listen to things when I'm going to sleep because I hear voices sometimes that, like, I refuse to hear that anymore. In my old apartment, I heard it every single night. And
Was your birth normal?
Wait, get Barry back on.
I don't think she's. No.
I don't believe her.
Well, I have to sleep with my hair over my ear because I used to hear a voice when I was little in my bed, and ever since then I've had my hair over my ear.
Yeah, it's weird.
Whoa.
And also, when I wake up at 3 a.m., go pee, and get back to bed, I put on my eye mask because I'm scared I'm going to open my eyes and see something.
I do that often.
I was going to ask you about your sleeping habits, actually. This is perfect. Like, Sammy, do you have trouble sleeping?
Oh, yeah.
She can't sleep for shit.
I either can sleep well or I can't sleep at all. I used to have, like, really bad insomnia. And ever since then, it's been, like, my sleeping habits are all over the place.
Question for you, Lindsay, because I didn't know this was weird until I talked to Wyatt and Sammy. I always make a decision to go to bed, like to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just fall asleep.
What do you mean? You just fall asleep? You're not just like, I'm going to sleep now?
I can't decide, like, now I sleep. My body has to actively shut off for me to sleep.
No
I can't
way.
choose to go to sleep. That doesn't make sense to me.
Never happened to me except one time when we were in Paris and literally, like, was so scared when I woke up because I remember laying on the bed and then I was up and it was hours later.
Yeah.
That scared the living shit out of me because that has never happened to me before. I always choose to go to sleep.
I think I agree. Even when I'm falling asleep, like there are times where I'm really tired. I'm like, oh, I don't want to fall asleep yet.
Yep.
And I'll stop or I'll be like, okay, fine, I will let this sleep take me.
That doesn't make sense.
And that's where I get really into my head about death. This is really deep. I'm so sorry. That is the exact moment where I'm like, well, what if I don't wake up tonight or tomorrow? When that feeling is that you're like being pulled.
Slipping?
You're slipping into unconsciousness. That's the part where I'm like, that's when I get really freaked out about death. And then I wake myself up and my cortisol spikes. And I'm like, oh my God, death is so scary.
Well, yeah.
Whoa.
We're getting real familiar on this pod.
I actually want to flash question this to like everyone I know because I'm like, this is like important. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't get that at all.
You just fall into sleep?
Just pass out.
That's crazy to me.
Can't control it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say earlier when you called me brag, when I said, like, I always fall asleep, which is so fair. It sounds like a brag. But, like, reading through all of that, I was actually like, oh, am I so tired? Like, I just, like, my head hits the bed and I'm like, I sleep now. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's just nothing. Like, I'm not waking up for that second shift. I am done.
Wow. That's wild.
Okay, if you have an interesting sleep habit, please write into the pod, ladieswholorepod@gmail.com. I am so interested. I know there are so many different forms of sleeping. So please write in.
Yes.
Obviously, as a person who did the dreams episode, I think that one day we're going to be like, oh my gosh, this 1/3 of our lives that we spend doing something is actually significant. I'm going to try witching houring it tonight. I'm not going to wake up on purpose, but I am going to get more like, I'm going to like get woo-woo. We're going to try it out. I'll
Intentional.
let you know.
Just don't send a ghost my way again.
Yeah.
And
that
don't
was
send a ghost my
mistake.
way at all.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that I sent a ghost to you on Halloween night?
That was Halloween?
It was actual Halloween. It was like Tuesday.
Hate that.
And I remember being like, what the actual F? That's when the veil is thinnest.
I'm screaming again.
Anyway, ladies, this was fantastic.
Yeah.
We have to go to bed Friday night and all. Shall we sing?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Also, great episode.
It was a really good episode.
We need to congratulate you on this episode.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you had fun. Let's sing like a finance bro, a baby, and a witch.
Do you want to assign them?
Yeah, you have to assign the roles, I think.
Well, do you guys want to stick with the roles you had earlier or no?
Yeah, and you'll just be the witch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A 3, 2, 1. Ladies who love.
hop in my BMW. That's what they
Please
say.
don't do finance. It's scary. That's the scariest thing this whole episode.